It's Tuesday, August 29th on the Sleepers podcast, and Carter Elliott is having tech issues.
Yeah, ever since people have been bringing up comments about my microphone and how I need a new one, it has magically been acting up. Not really sure what to think about that. I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, but it's just way too fishy for my liking.
So I'm a big conspiracy theory guy, as mentioned yesterday, and I have a conspiracy theory about us that as our quality has gotten better and our quantity has gotten better, like we've really upped both production levels and just like production levels of how much we're producing. I've realized that I feel like we both are running into issues that are very elementary in the content creator space that we haven't run into in years. And my conspiracy theory is that we're doing it intentionally to ourselves to remind us where we came from, to remind us to stay low and build. So I don't know if that's true or not. Like, are you just creating the mic problem for yourself at this point?
No, and I'm a big advocate of creating problems and creating chips, all that falls into that line. But no, this is purely just, I don't know what's going on. I think I need to call do we have an IT department at Sleepers?
We can get one.
Yeah, we might need one.
we could for sure get one. Right. Yeah, manufactured chip on the shoulder, guys. That's us, except now not a chip. I'm a crack on the shoulder guy. Can never forget that. Good episode yesterday. I had a lot of fun with yesterday's episode for some reason. I keep saying that, but it's true. One of my favorites since we've done the daily episodes. Doesn't seem like it was as well received by our comment section, though. You get to pick one comment that you want to respond to or answer from the YouTube, and then we'll do the Discord comments as always. But I'm really hopeful that you choose the comment that I hope you choose today. So
I think you know what comment I'm gonna pick. This one comes from Charles is to UI. Geesh, it's getting harder to listen to you guys more and more every day. That is upsetting because I like you both. It's just becoming you guys know better than everyone else. Just be better. I feel like we don't come across as we know better than other folks. Maybe it comes across like that because we're judging other people's list. But is that not why lists and things like that are put out? It's really for discussion and to get your opinion across. And in this space, I feel like you have to react to those type of things. I feel like we don't really come across as being better than everyone.
Certainly don't try to. Maybe yesterday's segments did, but I guess I'm confused because I had so much fun with yesterday's segments. Now I'm like, am I just having fun being an asshole? Like, were we particularly asshole-ish yesterday? I went back and listened. We said explicitly multiple times that we really respect the ball knowledge of CJ Moore and Sam Vecini. And you even like we clipped it and tagged CJ Moore, and he kind of responded to us and was like, let's revisit in January. And then I texted you and said, you should have said, let's revisit in March. Shaka loves January. Missed opportunity there. But no, I don't know. Like, I feel like this comes with having a podcast. No offense to Charles, but like if we're going to have a podcast, we're going to have opinions and we're going to act like our opinions are right. That's sort of the point of the podcast. I don't think we usually come into things with too much of an air of arrogance, but maybe yesterday we did. Maybe we got to work on that a little bit. I don't know.
Or maybe you got to take a look in the mirror, Charles.
I wasn't expecting that flip from you.
I mean, because I couldn't think of any other way to go with this. So it's like the 40-year-old virgin with Kevin Hart. He said, I don't know what you just said or what your sentence is, so I'm gonna take it as disrespect. And that's where I was coming from with that.
Those are words that you live by. Also, while you search for an IT department, I'm just thankful that our violence department still exists. That's you. You're the CEO of our violence department. VP. Can we give you a VP of violence?
I like that.
Yeah, you could be our VP of violence. That works. We're scaling Sleepers Enterprises. We're scaling Sleepers Enterprises right now. Some announcements to be made in the coming weeks. We've alluded to things behind the scenes. We have at least one announcement that we know we will be making in a couple of weeks. We're excited about that. And if you've listened to the show the last couple of weeks, you could probably guess what it is. We have talked about it on the show. So more to come there. Let's go to the Discord, Cart. I threw out a promo for the Discord. I said anybody who refers a friend to join the Discord, whether you already are a member or whether you are a new member, if you sign up and you refer somebody, I'll buy you a jersey of your choice. Nobody took me up on that yesterday. I'm a little sad by that. And more importantly, I think everybody's really ignoring how cool the jerseys I can get my hands on are.
Yeah, I don't think they truly understand. They see the ones in the backdrop, but they don't see the rack.
Yeah.
There's a hashtag coat rack that's off the screen in your basement that is filled with every single jersey. And it is good quality jerseys too, by the way, which is hard to find sometimes. So
we might have to implement like a jersey day on this show where we both wear jerseys a specific day of the week, because I do feel like they're just collecting dust right now. And a Mellow Trimble Maryland jersey isn't going to wear itself. But anyways, let's get to our comments from yesterday. Light day from the comment section in the Discord as well. All around, just kind of a light little Monday evening for everybody. From Fam 33, one of our favorite commenters, he says, for Cart, how'd you come up with the name Pierre for your dog? Also, have his legs recovered since you crossed his ass up a few weeks ago?
His legs have not recovered, and he actually has not really gotten that much better defensively. He's gotten a little more scrappy, but definitely handsy. I can see a couple of refs giving him touch fouls in the future. The name Pierre was picked by my wife. I got to pick the middle name, and she went with Pierre because he's a French bulldog, and Pierre, it sounds French. So that's where that came from. And his middle name is DeMarcus because DeMarcus Cousins is one of my favorite basketball players, and I like calling him Boogie.
This is true. Pierre DeMarcus. Also, what's his NBA comp or college comp if you want to go college? I have one in my head. I'm just curious. You know him better than me, obviously. What's his comp?
His college comp is probably Darion Trammell from San Diego State.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good comp for him.
I agree with that. You got an NBA one or no? I have an NBA one in my head.
I don't have an NBA one.
Not Pat Bev.
Do not disrespect my pup like that.
I think he's Pat. I mean, I've seen he gets chippy.
He does get chippy. You know what? I don't like this narrative that we had because our dog's gotten a scrap one time that he's chippy. He's a loving character.
He's a little chippy.
He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's tiny. Yeah, everyone looks at him.
You act like I'm acting like that's a bad thing or like I'm disrespect. Like I love Pierre. I genuinely love Pierre. Pierre also was ready to rip Murphy's head off last weekend.
That's true. And lick head,
or lick. Listen, I respect it. I'm just saying I think Pierre has all defense potential, and he's a guy physically I would want on my side, even though he's a little small in stature. Maybe Pat Bev, but like with wins would be my Pierre comp, I think.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart,
I guess I got to accept that. I just have a hard time justifying that I paid that much money for the Pat Bev of dogs.
Young Pat Bev. I don't know. It could change.
Arkansas Pat Bev.
We had Ulamog send a video, and then he said it was a prophecy for Pierre Brooks to become a Butler Bulldog, and it's like a golden retriever trying to guard. Any comments on this video?
I actually just wanted to ask you, what do you think Pierre Brooks averages at Butler this year?
I don't think he's going to be good at Butler.
Really?
Is that crazy?
I think he'll play enough and get enough shots to average double digits. But I don't think it'll necessarily be good, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, Butler's been really bad the last couple of years. I've made a lot of jokes at their expense. I do think they've had some good players on the roster here and there. Like, I think Seamus Lukosius was pretty good, or at least potentially good. I love Jaden Taylor, but I don't think Pierre Brooks is a good basketball player. I get he's a good scorer in like empty open gym settings. That's more because he takes it more seriously than everybody else. Like he's one of those guys that like, if you're just going to pull up at like church runs on a Sunday morning and play to 21, he's going into that of like, I got to get my 15. And then he's going home and like telling everyone in his life about how he got his 15. The Big East doesn't work like that. You can't just roll out and be better because you're trying harder than everyone else. So I think there's a pretty big gap between what his abilities actually are and how he carries himself in an open gym setting. And yeah, I think as far as going to a mid-major, Butler's not a mid-major. It's a step down from Michigan State, but I think he needs another step down to actually be a productive college basketball player. Moving on, Tristan, busting brackets, notoriously on Tristan Tuesdays last week, said, outside of natural rivals, is there a college football team whose downfall you guys are naturally rooting for?
That's tough because it's really only a rival thing for me. I can't think of another college football team that I'm actually rooting on their downfall. I take that back. Pitt. And this is not just because Tristan has. It's because Narduzzi can't keep his mouth shut. For real. Never shuts up about Michigan State. Cannot let it go. It's giving bitter X. It's disgusting. So Pitt.
The Narduzzi decline is really sad. I was a big time Narduzzi guy when he was at Michigan State. And yeah, he's lost his mind. I ranted about it on the field as well a couple times last year. Couple quickly off the top of my head. I mean, I've been rooting against Alabama for the better part of a decade. Although
that's got to be a tough stance to take, man.
Yeah, it's mostly like it wasn't until they got to the top though. Like I'm just gonna root against the Yankees. That's how I am. Like Alabama's the Yankees and has been for 10 years. So like I don't want to see Alabama win. The thing is, it's kind of flipped now though. Like now that Alabama's not the team to beat, I kind of like Jalen Milroe. I kind of want to see him succeed. So outside of that, I really was rooting hard against Caleb Williams last year, mostly because Cart and everybody else that did a betting show I was on with loved him. Like we would pull up the intention of the show. We called it Push and Orange Juice. And it was on the Sleepers YouTube channel. And we had 4 people come to every episode with 3 bets. That was it. And we like kept records, and whoever lost the most, whoever had the worst units week to week had to do a punishment. Like I had to dress up in clown makeup. We made one of our friends, Lurk, who's hilarious, by the way, watch. Oh my God, I'm laughing.
He had to watch Brokeback Mountain and live tweet it.
He had to live tweet Brokeback Mountain. Anyways, you guys, every single week, this wasn't even a bit. It was just how you guys played the game. Every single week, you just bet USC to cover, and you would put like 80% of your money on it. So it just turned out that like if USC won, I would lose every week. And if USC lost, it didn't even affect you 3 because you all had it on your card. And it drove me insane. So over the course of the season, I started being very anti-USC. And in the end, I think I won in that whole outcome because they couldn't handle Utah.
Yep.
And Caleb Williams threw a hissy fit.
We might have to bring back a little Pushing OJ segment at the end of these episodes. I actually enjoyed Pushing OJ.
I did enjoy Pushing OJ a lot. I also feel like we're not utilizing Dion enough right now. Dion is just an elite asset.
I don't want to use Dion until we have our HR department established.
Very true. Okay, moving on. Coy just comments to Tristan's question. He hates Oklahoma for some reason. I don't hate that. How do you feel about Oklahoma?
I kind of like Oklahoma.
I like Oklahoma basketball for some reason.
I love the Big 12. In another life, I'm a Big 12 fan.
I could see that. I kind of want to be a Big 12 fan.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. Trevor Solis says, go to gas station drink / snack. I've got to go with sunflower seeds and a Red Bull.
Trevor, we're going to have a conversation about that one day because that's one of the most insane gas station combo snacks I've heard. Sunflower seeds and a Red Bull? Just casually on a Tuesday afternoon? I don't know about that. For me, it's Powerade Zero. Got to be Powerade Zero. Regular Powerade's too sugary. Can't do that. I don't like that. Give me Powerade Zero, preferably blue. Second choice, orange. And then if it's a chip, sour cream and cheddar Ruffles easily. If it's a candy, either Nerds gummy clusters or Sour Patch Kids.
You are pretty good. You're pretty good at like road trip snack situations, I would say.
I'm a gas station kind of short. Shout out to Road Ranger, by the way. Great gas station establishment. They had gear, they had slots, they had people that made you uncomfortable. It was really the full experience.
Yeah, we did almost spend about an hour and a half in the Road Ranger and then realized we had to keep going to Lincoln. Yeah, Chips Ahoy. That's it. Like I'm just gonna grab the big carton of Chips Ahoy and preferably the brown, the chunky bag if you can, or box if you can. But blue is more traditional. I'm fine either way, but preferably chunky. And underrated, if I'm going salt, underrated from my point of view, just a classic cheese and peanut butter cracker.
That's a good pick. I
Yeah.
like that.
It's
My
a clean
secondary
snack.
classic choice is Cheez-Its.
Great snack.
Cheese is good. You like the extra toasty Cheez-Its? You have those?
I'm an original Cheez-It guy. Not a surprise, but
Yeah, makes sense. You strike me as like a club cracker, like just a sleeve of saltines.
now those are good. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
a box of oyster crackers.
Those are pretty good. Okay, those are role players, the oyster crackers, but they played their role well. Yeah, you don't need to outdo the greats like Goldfish, Cheez-Its. Those are the greats. We don't need to spice up a great. The great's a great, you know. So,
I agree.
all right, those are all the comments from the comments channel in the Discord. I feel like we had a couple more that might be worth just calling out. Oh, Trevor also said, just for the record, from his comment about bandwagons from yesterday's show, he was talking about universal bandwagons. He didn't watch our show last year, so he had no idea that we were super hot on Arizona.
Yeah, it was a dangerous time. I think if you go back, there were some Umar Ballo comparisons that Gregory, I don't know how he feels about right now.
Yeah, it was an era. I'll say that. Like the T Swift eras. Arizona was an era for me. Still like Arizona. Really hurt they got Caleb Love because now I just can't like Arizona. But liked all the guys on the team last year except for Courtney Ramey, but they even made me like Courtney Ramey again. I had the most toxic relationship with Courtney Ramey of every college basketball player ever. Like he tricks me year in, year out.
There hasn't been a bigger switch from hate to love for a player since when Connor Hayward changed the tight end for the Michigan State Spartans. Like that's probably the top one. Second is when Courtney Ramey went to Arizona, because I love that version.
Yeah, we loved him at Texas first though in that 3-guard lineup a couple years ago, and then they crushed us in the tournament. And then we swore off never again with Courtney Ramey. And then he went to Arizona. We're like, we love Courtney Ramey.
Who was our coach that year?
Okay, well, I'm not playing this game. Final comment today. Fam says, last post in general has me thinking about fanhood stories. Anybody got a good one? He'll start. In 2021, he pledged to get a School of Fish tattoo for Aaron Henry if he solo carried MSU to the Sweet 16 after his just keep swimming quote. Do you have any good fandom stories? Anything you've like offered to do if a team does something?
I don't know if I've actually ever had anything like that. The closest thing I can think about is when I ate 37 pancakes. Well, that's because I lost a bet. Like, that's not a fandom thing. So I don't really think I've gone above and beyond fandom wise. I think I need to tighten up.
Yeah, we might have to come up with something there.
I think I'm doing the bare minimum.
Yeah, I mean, great concept there from Fam. Totally wish he had that tattoo. Missed opportunity from Aaron Henry, but then again, it was the 2021 Michigan State Spartans. So like saying I'll get a tattoo if they make a Sweet 16 is like me being like, I'll get a tattoo if aliens abduct me today. Like, was that ever going to happen?
Could have done without that.
It was Aaron Henry. Like Gabe Brown was like the third best player on that team.
Could have done without it.
I'm just saying.
I hear you.
Okay.
Could have done without it.
All right. Thank you to the comments as always. We're having fun in the Discord. Join the Discord. Again, link in the description, $9.99 a month. We got our newsletter coming out again. Are we doing that? We should probably do that before my vacation this week. So if you write it up tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Because there is one game Thursday, I think.
There's games Thursday?
There's one game Thursday. I think Utah, Florida's Thursday. And it's Labor Day weekend, so I'm pretty sure there's a game Monday night too. Maybe Duke Clemson.
I'm extremely excited. right now, and 5-1 start on sleepers bets. So we're going to look to make that 2 consecutive winning weeks to start the season. And we discovered that parlays are the devil and can only be 20% of our strategy instead of 80%. That's a big swing.
We're growing, folks, mentally, physically, bettingly. It's a scary sight. I'd be scared if I was Charles.
Yeah.
Maybe we are better than everyone.
Honestly, in the past 20 minutes, Pierre has gone from Pat Beverly to Asar Thompson. That's how much growth is happening in our households right now.
Okay, I love that comp.
First topic today. Rutgers once again has all this momentum. They just signed Dylan Grant, who is not a crazy prestigious recruit. He's not a necessarily super notable guy. Like, he's a top 200-ish recruit, but he's notable because of connections he has to some other prestigious recruits. And if you're living under a rock, Rutgers has all the momentum in the recruiting world right now. Ace Bailey is a Scarlet Knight. Dylan Harper is going to be a Scarlet Knight, barring a shocker. Dylan Grant, now a Scarlet Knight. Darius Acuff has announced he will be visiting Rutgers. Noteworthy because Darius Acuff teammates with Dylan Grant on the family, and Trey McKinney also potentially could end up at Rutgers here. We are familiar with Acuff and McKinney big time as State of Michigan guys. Both Michigan and Michigan State are after them. We're also big fans of what Steve Peichel is doing right now and big fans of Rutgers basketball in general. So what do you make of the Dylan Grant commitment, number one? And then two, what the heck is happening at Rutgers, man? Like, how much of a threat are they actually to us?
All right, well, I'll start with Dylan Grant first. I think that this pickup is really good because if you take that whole class you just said, now, obviously, I don't think there's a world where they pull off all those guys. That just seems like way too many, way too big of a class, way too many mouths to feed. But that's the thing about Dylan Grant. Dylan Grant is one, he's a late bloomer for sure. He kind of came onto the scene late, started playing for the family this summer, played really well. You know, he plays really well off of other players too. I think that's what the most intriguing thing about him is. He's a player that's getting better, I think, as time goes on, but also he's a guy who you can bring in and he can fit into the fold. You can't, I mean, it's great to bring in, like, obviously you want to bring in all top 10 guys, all 5 stars, but sometimes you need some, you know, guys that are maybe lower level stars, potential guys that could fit into the mold a little bit, you know, play their role, play it extremely well, be happy in their role for the greater good of the team. And I think that's the type of player that Dylan Grant is. His recruitment really picked up kind of heavily as of late. Michigan State was actually taking a look at him. I don't know if they formally offered or not, but I know Xavier was very in on him, and some other schools. So I'm pretty high on his potential. And this also is evident of Steve Peichel also hiring Smoke Williamson to his staff over the summer. Coach Williamson, Smoke, he's been with the family basketball organization for as long as I can honestly remember. Great guy, great coach. And he's been on the prep basketball scene. He was at Central as a head coach, an assistant coach too. Now he's on staff with Peichel. And look, I don't think there's a scarier man on the recruiting show right now than Peichel. Maybe Bill Self, but like Peichel's second. Like, you don't want to see that, man. And I think he's doing a great job of honing in on keeping guys in his area. It, like, have him going to Rutgers, like Jersey guys going to Rutgers, I think is going to start being a thing. And it could be led by the commitment of guys like Dylan Harper, who is the number one player in the country and the number one player in New Jersey. So there's a world, and we talked about it before, Rutgers is going to be extremely scary next year. And I'm scared for, you know, obviously being a fan of Michigan State. Rutgers is going to be extremely tough. And I know I don't know, mumbling about whether Cliff will be able to come back or not. But if Cliff comes back with this team and you get back a third-year Derek Simpson, and then you add in all these guys, like, that's going to be a really dangerous team. And I'm scared of Rutgers.
It would be so on brand for Big Ten basketball. For the first year that USC and UCLA are in the conference, Rutgers is the dominant team. Like, I want that to be what happens here so badly. It would be so fun. Now, I have a lot of little talking points I jotted down while you were going through this. First of all, as far as Dylan Grant goes, you know this, you've heard me say this before. I'm a big eye test guy, but not in the like watch them play basketball sense, just in the let me look at a headshot of this guy and decide if he's a good basketball player or not. I'm out on Dylan Grant. I'm out. I get Greg Glenn vibes from Dylan Grant based on just Google image results of him in a basketball jersey. I think he and look, I get like this sounds horrible, like white guy making jokes about how these people look. Like I get it. I trust me, I've made these jokes about white basketball players as well a ton. There's just something like unserious and giggly about the way Dylan Grant looks when playing basketball to me. And
Unserious and giggly.
yeah, it just is what it is, man. I don't know. And look, obviously that's not
Dunks everything.
Obviously that's not a serious criticism of his game. His offer list is a bunch of mid-majors. We can say like, oh, Michigan State was starting to pay attention to him at all. This is a commitment that matters because he's friends with Darius Acuff, and because are there more things that could come with this? Much more than whatever Dylan Grant will ever do in a Rutgers jersey for me. 2, I want the smoke. I want the Smoke Williamson. Like literally, I want him. I want him on Michigan staff. I want him now. I want to drive to Piscataway and bring him back on a bus myself, put him in my Nissan Rogue and say, you're mine now. Phil Martelli's got to go. He's not doing it for me. He's not doing anything. He's just doing podcast appearances. And I mean, God bless him. He still looks like he's in good shape, but good Lord, my friend, like let's not do this. Sadi, I love Sadi. Huge fan of Sadi. All he's doing is interviewing for Alabama jobs and coming back to Ann Arbor. Not working for me. Let me get the guy who ran the family, who has connections to all these players that, coincidentally, there's good talent in the state of Michigan again, and Michigan and Michigan State aren't getting any of them, but Rutgers is. They're getting all of them because they hired Smoke.
And on top of that, Smoke's a good coach too. Like he knows his shit. He's coached really good players too. Like he is when you talk about the family basketball, everyone knows who Smoke is. Like everyone. Even if you didn't play for the family, if you played AAU basketball or played prep basketball, you know who Smoke is. So having him on the staff would be a great add. I would love to have him on Michigan State staff.
Yeah, it just seems like such a missed obvious opportunity for Michigan and Michigan State teams.
Yeah, how do we let him go to Piscataway?
That's what I'm saying, man. Now, okay, third thing. Rutgers is going to be really talented and really fun. Like, we're going to be super in on them. We're going to talk about it all the time. They'll probably be our favorite team to watch in the country. None of that's going away, no matter what, if they add some of these guys. They still got to be good, though. Like, I think that's the elephant in the room. And I think they can be, but like Pikiell's whole tenure, the thing has been kind of like these gritty, grimy overachievers. Like, that's what's made Rutgers good and special. Is like Geo Baker and Ron Harper weren't the biggest recruits ever, but those guys were killers and dogs. And I'm not saying these prestigious recruits aren't dogs, because they are in a different way. But like every Steve Pikiell team has been really good defensively and really horrible offensively. So like, is he going to take the number 1 and the number 2 and maybe the number 10 recruits in this class and have an elite defense? Can he even make a good offense? Like, can Steve Pikiell make a good offense? I don't know.
But this is the thing, G. We love a good zag when people are zigging. Okay. Pikiell was in the Rutgers offices and he says, look, I love these dogs, but I got a crazy concept right here. Follow me on this whiteboard. Here, I'm going to write the top recruits in the country. Let's go get them, and then let's figure it out from there. We'll figure out the offense and defensive stuff, but let's get these really good guys, and then we'll figure it out. We'll all reconvene them, and we'll make it happen. Like that's what he did. So I like the approach. Figure it out. Maybe dogs aren't the way to go. Maybe talent's the way to go.
The only other thing I would just caution here, maybe push back on you a little bit. You said Pikiell is like the second most dangerous man in America on the recruiting trail right now. Behind us, you got Bill Self, and then Steve Pikiell is the guy people are shaking their boots at.
Yeah, Cook product.
Are we sure that all these commits aren't just guys he had connections with?
That's a good point. Maybe a little bit of overreaction by me.
Which he deserves credit for, but like, It's the Juwan Howard, like, oh, he got Jet Howard. Is that a great recruiter? Or is he his dad? Like Steve Peichel's about to get Dylan Harper because he got Ron Harper. So like Ace Bailey's a win, but is there a connection with Bailey? I don't know.
Yeah,
I genuinely don't know.
it's one of the staff members, I think, but I don't think it's actually a connection. I think he's just a good recruiter. I can't remember his name,
Okay.
but I'm just laughing at is he a good recruiter or is he just his dad?
I mean, we often do. Is he a good player or is he just handsome? Is he a good recruiter or is he just his dad?
Honestly, great move though. When you're recruiting a player, you need to look at they have a brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jeremiah Fears, need him. Gotta have him. Like if you're recruiting somebody, you got to see if they got a brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mean to downplay what Peichel's doing because it's awesome. It's great for the Big Ten. It's great for Rutgers. They're going to be really fun. We can't wait. I just think there is like a little, like this is so different and out of the norm for him. And it seems entirely tied to, oh, he signed assistant coaches that have ties to elite guys. Smart move by him, which is great. But if I were Peichel, hypothetically, I might use one spot on my staff for like an offensive guru. Maybe like get the guys that have connections and also get someone who knows how to run some sets, because I'm a little scared of like, okay, he gets 5 top 10 talents. What if they're still not a top 100 offense? Like, what does that say about Peichel if they have all this talent and they're just still a bad offense?
If you could take any coach if you could put any coach in the country on Peichel's staff, head coach, it could be anybody. Who you putting on?
No brainer. John Beilein.
Okay, a current coach. We don't want that rat on our staff.
Would that not be perfect though?
I was gonna say like Shrews Paint.
I mean, yeah, but it's so hard for me, like, because you're not just gonna hire away those guys, you know. Like, I get what we're doing hypothetical, but like that's Beilein is the answer to me because Beilein's sitting at home doing nothing.
He's just been building up slurs this whole time. They've been powering up inside of him. He's getting the whole class to transfer.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I don't know, man. I don't know. Shrew would be fun, but Shrew's going to turn Notre Dame into something though, right? Like, what's your answer to that?
I would probably say Paint.
Hmm.
But also, like, I don't know if I'm a big staff name guy. Like, you give me Peichel, Shrew, Smoke. Don't know what the third assistant's name is, but if he has an ethnic name, we implement that. That's a scary sight.
I think the last thing Rutgers really needs, like they actually need this. I'm not saying like the last thing they need, like they need this. They need some new kits. We need some new uniforms.
New kits.
Let me get like I'm trying to think. I'm a big like acronym. Like, could we just go by RUT? Could we get like a big RUT on the uniforms?
I feel like it would look like Rochester University Tech or something.
Yeah, maybe. Or they had the one has like the New Jersey State outline. I don't love that though. That's not a great state for an outline.
Yeah, even their like cursive jerseys just don't look that great, and that's tough to do because I'm a big cursive jersey guy. Mm-hmm. Script guy, I think is the actual term. Yeah, and they don't got that.
I feel like they're underutilizing the knight itself too. Like Michigan State has really embraced the Spartan head, which is one of the coolest logos in all of sports. I feel like Rutgers has some opportunity to twist the knight around a little bit and figure that out. Just saying. All right. Congrats to Rutgers. Huge get, the 207th best player in the country. All the momentum in the world for Steve Peichel right now. Oh, last thing. I did want to ask you this. Do they get Acuff or McKinney?
No. I think it ends up being Harper, Bailey, Grant, and I think they're in for some other higher 4 stars as well.
Where do those guys go?
I think Trey McKinney goes to Michigan or Illinois. And then I think Acuff goes to like Kentucky.
Okay. I have different answers than you. Do you want my answers?
If I had my way, I get Acuff at Houston.
I would love that. I would love that.
Just throwing that out there.
So I I think Rutgers does get one of these two players. I think it's Trey McKinney.
Okay.
I think that McKinney, from everything I've read and just seen and heard with the buzz, he has some weird schools he's in on. Like he's the prestige of a recruit that could just be blue blood and that's it. He's like very interested in non-blue bloods. I don't know what that means about him. I don't know him personally, but I think of the non-conventional schools that are recruiting him, Rutgers has the best sell here of like, well, come join this awesome group of really talented guys and be a superstar in New Jersey. I think McKinney might buy that. Acuff, I think Rutgers has a good shot at him too, to be honest, but this might be the fandom in me. I'm going to call my shot. I think Michigan gets Acuff.
I think Michigan gets one of Acuff or McKinney.
Okay.
I think they get one of them.
And you'd rather have Acuff, right? He's the better player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're different. They're different.
I think Acuff's better.
Acuff's probably better. Acuff scares me more.
Yeah.
But McKinney's a bad man too.
Both really good. I would have Rutgers top 5 in the country minimum if they get Harper, Bailey, McKinney. I don't care who comes back. If they got those 3, that's a
Get Griffiths back.
Fun times in Piscataway. We might need to fire up the College Hoops to Go bus and make our way to New Jersey.
Bring back the rack,
please. Let's move on. I threw a hypothetical at you via text yesterday, and I want to do a whole conversation about it. I've thought about this through the years plenty of times, and I don't think I've ever talked to anyone about it. Who's the worst NBA player that you could throw on a college basketball team right now and they would win National Player of the Year? Couple boundaries of this, and feel free to ask questions if needed before you give your answer. Boundary number 1, he has to be good enough that you put him on any team in the country, he wins National Player of the Year. So this isn't just like right situation, right fit. I'm talking, you could throw this kid on Northwestern and tomorrow he's the National Player of the Year. Yeah. 2, we're talking the current version of themselves. We're not talking prime them. We're talking take them out of whoever they are today, throw them in college. They're the National Player of the Year. What's your answer?
So just one last question. We're trying to take the worst NBA player on this, right? Like it's got to be someone who's technically bad NBA player.
I mean, as bad as you can go, right? Because like obviously LeBron James, you throw him anywhere, he is what he is. Like Jalen Brunson, throw him anywhere, probably National Player of the Year. But from there it gets dicey. Like if you took Kyle Kuzma today, is he the National Player of the Year in college?
Yes.
Are we sure?
Yes, 100%.
We're sure? Kuz?
Positive, yes.
Like I know he's a bucket, but like
he's probably averaging 20 and 10 minimum.
Kuz isn't that different today than he was 5 years ago.
Yeah, he's definitely different.
Not that different.
Yeah, I guess. But he's averaging 25 and 12 probably.
Okay, maybe.
Minimum.
So I think you and I are going to be on different ends of the spectrum with this then. Give me your answer.
Oh, my answer, I was going to say Killian Hayes.
I don't think Killian would be the National Player of the Year.
You don't think?
No.
I think he would pass. He's basically Kolek.
I don't think Kolek's going to be like, okay, because we're talking in this year's college, you got to beat Zach Edey. So you got to beat Edey going for what we expect to be like 24 and 12 on a top 4 team in the country. What's Killian averaging? You throw him on North. You put Killian Hayes in Boo Booey's role. What's he averaging?
See, I think Kuzma's way too high. Like, I'm thinking now that you're bringing that up, like, take like Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart's probably could average like what? 25, 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what's your answer?
So my historical answer through the years of me thinking about this has been Jordan Clarkson.
You're an all-star, aren't you?
Jordan Clarkson has been my answer.
Okay. Why Jordan? Just because he's just like a bucket? Like,
I don't know. I envision a world where if you took Jordan Clarkson and plopped him on Utah tomorrow, he scores 24 a game and has like a Frank Mason National Player of the Year run. That's all I have. I don't know.
I like the Frank Mason angle.
Yeah. But like I don't like Jordan Clarkson to me is a pretty good NBA. Like I don't think NBA bums can just come to college and be that productive individually. Like Max Christie's in the NBA. You put him in college. Is he the National Player of the Year tomorrow? No,
No.
he's not.
What about Peyton Pritchard?
No, he'd be a first team All American though,
Okay.
but he wouldn't beat Edie. What about Austin Reeves?
Austin Reeves would be National Player of the Year.
Would he?
Yeah,
I don't think he would.
I think he would.
I really don't think he would, man. Like, what's Austin Reeves averaging at Oklahoma next year under Porter?
20 something.
So he's
probably 20 something crazy, honestly, like 7-7.
He's having a Buddy Hield year.
Probably better, yeah.
I think I'll just way off on this then. Like if you is Darren Collison the National Player of the Year?
Is Derek Collins still in the NBA?
I don't know, but if you took him wherever he is.
No, I don't think Derek Collins is National Player of the Year.
Okay. Trying to think of like old guys, like the older guys in the twilight of their career.
Does Kevin Love win a National Player of the Year?
I don't know. That's a good one.
I think he is.
No.
What about Haslam?
What about Blake Griffin?
No, he's not.
Current Blake is not?
I think Blake's more likely to get kicked off the team. That dude would be a menace on a college campus right now.
That's true. Okay, so
absolute menace.
Definitive answer, because I feel like we could just. This is one of those like we're together at a party, and like our wives want to like take pictures and play drinking games, and we're like, no, we're gonna go stand.
We're like, no. If we put Kevin Love on Kansas State next year, is he winning National Player of the Year?
Yeah, this is true. Like I now want to come hang out with you and just do this for like 6 hours. What's your definitive answer though, for the podcast's sake?
For podcast sake, definitive answer. I think I will go Kevin Love. I like that pick, actually. I think Kevin Love will be the National Player of the Year. I think he put up Edie-like numbers and be able to shoot the ball, too. Like, he'd be spraying it. He's still a 40% three-point shooter, or close to it.
Does Sadiq Bey win National Player of the Year?
Yes.
No, he doesn't. That's crazy, man.
I think he does.
That's crazy. He might score like 28, but that's it.
He boards it.
Yeah. Okay.
Is DeJounte Murray winning National Player of the Year? Sorry, last one.
Yes, without question. And he's like he's putting up like 35, 15, and 10.
Okay, just
that's crazy. What's Trae Young averaging right now if you drop him back in college?
40.
45 and 15. Yeah. That's how DeJounte would be close. Okay. I'm sticking with Jordan Clarkson. I haven't heard anything that knocks me off my Jordan Clarkson train. So
I don't like that. I mean, I don't like that. I got no gripes with that. It's a good pick.
You mean you don't dislike that then?
Yeah, thank you.
I said I don't like that. I'm like, that was a really nice way to say I don't like that. Sorry. Okay, last hypothetical. A lot of hypotheticals today. I texted you this right before we clicked record, so this is kind of a last minute one. But could an all Big Ten team win a national title? I think like the obvious answer is like, yeah. But look, this conference hasn't won a title. That's like, let's just call it flat out what it is. We can't win a title. There's some curse over the Big Ten ever since Maryland's year when they weren't even in the Big Ten. Nobody's been able to do it. You got to go back to Michigan State, Tom Izzo, at the beginning of the millennium. Here's how I want to play this, though. You and I got to craft this team together. Some rules. We're going to build a team that we think would have the best chance at winning a national title. We're only allowed to grab one player from each team. We also need to grab a coach. And if we grab the coach, we can't grab a player from that team.
Oh!
So we need to build the best 5-man team plus coach that can win a national title. And then at the end of this, we'll look at what our results are and say, will this team win a national title? Yes or no? Where do you want to start?
I think we had to take Izzo.
My only flip on this would be, do we need Tyson Walker?
It'd be great to have Tyson Walker, but like there's also other guards, and it might be worth the trade-off to just get the coach that's actually won one.
Do you think other coaches can win one? Like in your heart of hearts? Obviously, they haven't yet, but do you think they can?
But I do. But so the only two I would want are Izzo and Painter, and I want Edie more than I want Tyson Walker.
Can I put a flip on you?
Yes.
True. Oh, he's not Big Ten. He's not even Big Ten anymore. Shit. I wanted to take Shrewsbury.
Oh, I thought you said true.
No, I wanted to take Shrewsbury as coach. He's not even Big Ten anymore, so I can't.
No, I would have done that then, and then would have kept it open. I mean, can we take do we take Juwan? No, we don't take Juwan.
No, we don't take Juwan. We could take like now we're stretching. Could we take like Kevin Willard? Could we take Peichel?
Wait, hold on a second. Are we allowed to take newly expanded teams? Like, can we get Cronin?
No.
Damn it.
Not here yet. Not my Big Ten.
Not my Big Ten. That's right.
Also, I'm taking Andy Enfield over Cronin, by the way. Comes down to it.
That's for vibes, though.
Yeah, but
and I'm not mad at that pick.
Okay, so I guess let's just do we're taking Edie. You have to take Edie.
All right, so Painter's out. I think.
And you have to take Shannon. You have to take Edie and Shannon.
Yeah, I think Izzo's got to be the coach. We just got to leave Tyson off, unfortunately.
But that means I just want to make sure we understand the ramifications of this, because I like Tyson as the best guard in this conference. If we're going Izzo, do we feel good enough about some combo of Bowie and Jameer Young to win a national title over Tyson Walker, and we grab somebody else?
No, I changed it.
Tyson has the clutch gene.
Let's grab. Should we grab Peichel?
I don't know, man. His offenses are so bad.
I need a coach, Greg.
Fran? No, it can't be Fran.
Can't be Fran, man. Can't be Fran. What the Big Ten? Good Lord.
Is it Juwan?
Wait, stop. What are we doing here? Greg, what are we doing?
What?
It's a layup.
Holtman?
Yeah. Yes.
He hasn't made a 16 though.
No. Give me Holtman. That's our pick.
Okay, I think we should lock in Tyson Walker, and then I think we should leave coach for last and figure it out.
Okay. All right. Tyson Walker at point.
So we have Tyson Walker. We're running him at point, not the 2. We can figure that out. We have Tyson Walker, Terrence Shannon, and Zach Edey.
Yes.
What do we want around those guys on a title team?
I need a glue guy.
Can I make my pitch on the glue guy?
Is it Caleb first?
Nope. We can't, because we can't take Purdue anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to me. Oh, yeah, you're right. Who?
I got my pitch.
Terrence Williams?
Olivier Kamwa. Have you seen what he's done on the Finland stuff lately? I know you saw the block of Giddey.
Yeah, I did.
He fits at the 4. He lets Shannon play the 3. He's making 50% from 3 right now overseas.
Is there not a better 4-man shooter that we could put next to Edey?
People claim Kamwa's the best 4 in the conference when they're making the list right now. And I think it's debatable, but you're not. I know you love Tyler Wall. I don't think we're taking Tyler Wall over him. We can't take Coleman because we already took Terrence.
Can't take Colin Carr.
I think it's if we want a 4, I think it's Kamwa.
Okay, I'm in with you. I'll go in Kamwa.
Okay, so then last thing is we probably need another guard, and we want him to be a good shooter. And do we want Tyson at point, or do we want Tyson off ball? I kind of like Tyson off ball. I think that's what made him so good last year.
Yeah, I think Tyson has the ability to play off ball where our point guard might not have the ability to play off ball.
Mm-hmm.
Is our point guard Budarius?
I think we're picking him or Jameer, right?
I think I'd rather have Jameer.
Let's just go through the options here and make sure we're not
that backcourt defensively is already tough because Tyson's a good defender and so is Jameer. We're gonna have people in hell.
Or I mean, we could go We could go like Esigian or Store and play Tyson at the 1. We could go Boo. I love Boo. We could go Peyton Sanford and have an elite shooter and play Tyson at the 1. We could go. I don't think there's anybody on Rutgers we're taking. We could take Bruce Thornton.
Could take Bruce Thornton.
Okay, in your heart of hearts, fast forward to March. Who's the best guard in this conference between Bruce Thornton, Jameer Young, and Boo Buie?
I think it might be Bruce Thornton.
Or we could throw Deshaun Harris-Smith in and say we're buying that he's like a one and done star.
I think that's who I would choose between. I would go between Bruce. I think I'd pick Bruce Thornton.
I'm okay if you want to grab Bruce, but that means we can't grab Holtman.
I definitely don't want Willard.
I love Boo, man. Remember Evanston? Remember what we saw in Evanston?
That's true.
Keegan Murray was sitting courtside to watch his brother have a coronation game, and Boo Buie just ripped his soul out of his throat.
Well, you're not really caping for Budarius. Like, do we want Boo? I will take Boo.
I think Boo makes it easier on Tyson. And if you had Bruce Thornton, I think Tyson has to play point half the time because Bruce might be better as a 2 anyway.
Okay, give me that 5. Give me Boo, Tyson, Shannon, and Kamwa, Edie. And our coach is?
Oh my God. I'm so scared now. So we can't grab Brad. We could grab Fran. We could grab Woodson. We could go Peichel. We could go Willard. We could not go Juwan. We could not go Izzo. We could go Ben Johnson. We could go Holtman. Holtman, Rhodes, Greg Gard.
Sleeper pick. Would it be that bad to pick Woodson?
I think it's between 4 guys. You can't take McCaffrey. Sorry, you just can't. You could go Holtman. You could go Willard. You could go Woodson. You could go Gard. One of those 4.
It'd be between Holtman and Woodson for me.
I'm trying to close my eyes and say which one of these guys do I see in a Final Four.
I feel like Woodson just lets his team rock. He just can't make his team
I don't want
fit.
that. I want a coach who's going to help I'm going Holtman. I think it's Holtman.
Is it?
I think it's Holtman. End of the day, gun to my head, I believe Chris Holtman's going to figure this out and be a good coach.
Okay, I like that. Does that team win a national title?
That's the question. Now I'm scared. Because it's basically who's like Kansas. Is this team beating Kansas in a championship game? Boo Buie, Tyson Walker, Terrence Shannon, Olivier Kamwa, Zach Edey with Chris Holtman coaching.
Yes, I think so.
I'm a little scared. Like Chris Holtman looking across the row and seeing Bill Self scares me a little bit. But
my dog Holy ain't scared.
Okay. All right. I think they win too. Fun exercise.
I like that. Wait, one last follow-up question. I know we got to get off here soon. You put that team against like other conference teams? Like, you think they're finishing? Like, is that the best chance? Or like, obviously, probably the Big 12 is probably winning.
I think we should do the other conference teams. Maybe either later this week or next week. I think we should do them and then kind of see which one we like the best.
I like that. Let's do that.
Okay. Fun exercise. Thanks for entertaining me with that, Cart. I can't believe you let me have Olivier Combo fourth, by the way. Thanks. That's a big win.
I mean, who was I going to make an argument for?
One big thing presented by Bigby. What do you have today?
My one big thing for today is people that insist on calling all the time when it could just be sent through a text. I don't really like talking on the phone like that. And I don't need you texting me, can I call right now? And then you say something that could be said over text. Sometimes that gets to me. And this is not shots at you either, G, because I know you hit me with the can I call all the time. But when you do it, it's always something that a conversation is needed. It's nothing like, can I call? What are you up to? Do you have the snacks for the road trip? It's something of importance. Just know that not everything needs to be a phone call. Some things can be a text. That's my one big thing for today.
That seems like shots at me, but
it's not shots at you at all.
I do only call when I have important things, though. We just have important things a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
work on
that's
it.
That's why I cleared it up, because I could see in your face. You're like, wait, I do that all the time. I always say I want to call.
I'm thankful for both you and Charles holding me accountable today. I'll be better. You know what? I promise. I will be better. My one big thing today is that on my morning runs, I'm still doing the morning runs, by the way, if you couldn't tell by the fact that you can kind of see my jawline again for the first time in 3 months. There is a duo, a couple per se, of elderly women that walk the same path every morning at the same time. And I cross paths with them as I'm running back home, and they're walking the opposite direction. I cross paths same time, same street, same 3-house stretch every single day. And I will befriend these women. I just need to say that out loud. That is a big focus area of mine over the next couple of weeks. I need to learn their names. I need to be more than just like a casual like hi, because now we're starting to recognize each other as we say hi. I need to know their names. I need to have a nice little stop, a nice little 10, 15 second. Oh, what's on tap for the day, Esther? Like, that's what I need from this duo. I'm very confident I will get there. Give me a week and I will report back on my elderly women friends from my runs. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow on the Sleepers Podcast.